What up, y'all? It's your girl Chelsea Nicole, and I'm back with the third episode of Facts Only for tonight. Tonight's episode is the vaccine episode. I did start it on Facebook, so I'm gonna go back to Facebook so that we can do it over, start all over, so we can figure this out. Because it said my broadcast got interrupted on Facebook while I was trying to get it done on YouTube. So I'm gonna just start over. Oh, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't even mind. Like, let's do it. Here, I'm just about to start it all over again. And I appreciate y'all being all patient and whatever. It's greatly appreciated. What up, y'all? It's your girl Chelsea Nicole for the vaccine episode. I did start this episode already on Facebook, but I'm back again because it said my broadcast got interrupted. I don't know how, because my phone is on Do Not Disturb. So I'm live on both YouTube and on Facebook. So if you see me kind of like cutting my eyes up and down, back and forth, I got my phone one way and the computer in the next way. So that's why. So before I got rudely interrupted by my broadcast getting interrupted, I was talking about my current job. So right now I've been working from home, working on the phones, scheduling people with their vaccine appointments. Me, myself, I personally will not be getting the vaccine. That's just how I feel about it. I'm not going to discuss why I'm not getting it. It's just because I fucking said I'm not. There should be no other, to be honest, there should be no other reason that I need to discuss with anybody why I'm not getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my personal decision and choice. I won't be getting it. So I'm on the phone today, and the phones have been real slow lately because the eligibility in the state has, it's pretty low. Like, it's 16 plus. Minors can get vaccinated now. The youth is getting vaccinated at this point. So anybody and their mama who need to get vaccinated, they could do it on the computer themselves. They don't necessarily need to call into the hotline and have operators schedule their vaccines for them. So we haven't been getting that many calls or whatever. So most of the time, I'm just waiting for a call to come through. Right, so boom. This dude calls and he's like, I've already been vaccinated, but I really want to know if you have a nurse there that I could talk to. He asked for a nurse. You got a nurse there I could talk to because I really just have a medical question that we could transfer them to if they had a question about like symptoms after getting the vaccine and all that stuff, right? So boom, you got a nurse there I could talk to because I had some medical questions. And I'm like, we can't transfer everybody to the Department of Health because they busy. They got shit doing. You know what I'm saying? So if I can answer the question, I will. But if not, if it's a little bit more difficult, you either refer them to their healthcare provider or, you transfer them. So I'm just like, what's your question? Maybe I can help you, da, 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 da. This dude say, I've already been vaccinated. I got both doses of my vaccine, but I'm calling in regards to another person. Okay, what's going on with this person? Like, what is the question? What do you want, sir? What do you want? I'm trying to clock out. It's my Friday. I have tomorrow off. So homeboy goes into it and he's just like, this person, I don't know if it's a family member or if it's just a friend, but this individual has already caught COVID twice. Once when COVID first hit, and then again in like October, September. So twice in 1 year, basically. So already had COVID twice, has underlying conditions, very sickly, got some stuff wrong with them, and has spoken to 2 doctors, and 2 doctors have advised them not to take the COVID-19 vaccine. They should probably stay away from it. I'm calling you to hear it from the horse's mouth. The horse, wouldn't that be the doctors? I just want to know if the horses are the doctors. In regards to medical information, wouldn't the horse's mouth be the doctor's mouth? So confused. So you call in the hotline to get something out of the horse's mouth when you already done got it from 2 motherfucking horses, telling this person not to get the vaccine, and you're calling and complaining about us, or not even us, like you asking us. You want to, and then you want to speak to a nurse. Not shout outs to all the nurses, frontline workers, people in the hospitals, blah blah blah. Shout outs to all of y'all. Shout outs to all of y'all. That's great. Kudos. Love to see it. Appreciate you. However, 2 healthcare providers, 2 doctors, who I believe are to be a step higher than the nurses. No offense. I know the nurses do more work. I understand that. I see it. Nurses do more work than the doctors do. I get it. On a day-to-day, you know, they might argue about that, but we seen it. We saw you. Nurses do more work than doctors. So I understand for him to say, I want to speak to a nurse, but 2 doctors have already told this person not to get the vaccine because they've already caught COVID twice and they have their underlying health conditions. So why are you harassing me now, sir, to speak to a nurse when I'm going to transfer you? I'm going to transfer you and they're going to tell you, you need to speak to the healthcare provider, which you've already done twice. 2 different ones. 2 different doctors have told you that this person should not be getting the COVID vaccine. They've already caught COVID twice. They have underlying health conditions. They're probably more susceptible. They have autoimmune issues, all that other ray-tay-tay, all that stuff. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Why are you harassing me? Why are you calling this hotline to like, if that person has already been told, third opinion type energy. No, for real. Like, you want a third time's a charm? Like, nah, the person, and then get this. So the person heard from the two representatives, the 2 doctors already told them not to get the vaccine, and they agree with their doctor, they're not getting the vaccine, right? Had antibody therapy, all this other rate. You went through all of that drama. He said, I need quality assurance. No, for real. Because it's like, why on earth? Like, why? What else do you need? And then this is the man's gripe. He want to be for sure. Like, he's not playing any type of games. So it's like, he's calling they spoke to 2 healthcare providers. Because the thing about it is, if you have concern about your health and the vaccine, you can call us and we can, refer your provider, which I'm sure they already did. And the healthcare provider told them twice not to get the vaccine. And that should just be that on that. If the healthcare provider told them not to do it, why do you need to call in to confirm with us if they should be getting the vaccine? The doctor already told them no. So if you don't want them in your house, if you don't want them parlaying with you because you vaccinated and you an elitist and you just the best thing smoking because you got a jab, why? I'm just not. Put a sign outside your door. If you have not been vaccinated, you need to wear a mask and gloves when you come into my shit. If that's how you feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be safe, rather safe than sorry, cool. Heard you. Understood. I hear you. I hear you, boo. You're scared. COVID got you shook. But for you to be doing all that extra stuff, calling on behalf of another person who has already spoken to their healthcare provider, the doctor said it's over for shorty. COVID done got her twice. For real, like, COVID, this person caught COVID twice and survived. So again, shout outs to that person because it tried to get that immune system and God said no. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let people be. Like, it's not even your place. It's not even up to you what they gonna do with their body, because you gonna pressure them into getting vaccinated, and that's what's gonna do it for them. That's what's gonna take them the fuck out. Then what? They good, baby. You so scared of COVID. You didn't even come on this phone and say you done caught COVID. You talking about the next motherfucker who caught COVID twice and beat that motherfucker. with all them underlying health conditions. And then you want them to get vaccinated on top of that so that you can feel safer about them being around you? Bitch. Like, I just don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Dude trying to kill that person just for them to be in their house. No, for real. Seriously. Seriously. Like, you're willing, like free will. Let people make their own informed decisions. They went to 2 doctors and was told by 2 doctors not to get vaccinated. Let it be that. You make your decisions going forward about how you want to go about that. You don't got to call and confirm. You got to call and confirm with us whether or not your friend should get the vaccine based on information that they already got from their doctor. Like, when I tell you, like, people really be pushing, like, people be pushing their own, I don't even want to call it an agenda. I don't even want to call it out its name. Like, at this point, I don't want to call it anything but what it is. But it's just like, y'all be worried about shit that don't got nothing to do with you. You've been vaccinated. You feel comfortable that you've been vaccinated. You feel great about your vaccination. You want others to get vaccinated. That's not your choice. That's also not your business. I mean, whether or not they are vaccinated, you can ask that question. Hey, have you been vaccinated? Yes or no. You don't have to go into details about whether or not they've been vaccinated. Maybe they on their way to their appointment. Maybe they got religious reasons why they're not getting vaccinated. Maybe they have health reasons why they're not getting vaccinated. Maybe they have anxiety reasons why they're not getting vaccinated. But again, that's not your motherfucking business at all. I'm still skeptical about the vaccine. A lot of people are still skeptical about the vaccine. People who have gotten the vaccine, people who are scheduling appointments for the vaccine are asking questions about how I feel about the vaccine. So I just registered for this appointment with you, and I just have a question. Are you gonna get vaccinated? Like, how do you feel about it? Because I don't really know. You don't really know, but you just gave me all your information and you finna go and get injected, but now you want to ask questions about it after you already locked in for that shit. Like, my nigga, I'm not a doctor. If you're concerned about what's going to happen if you get vaccinated, ask your doctor. Talk to your health care provider. Bitch, ask Google. Ask WebMD. Ask somebody. Make informed decisions. Y'all getting vaccinated because there is one. Like, the fuck? Like, that's not good enough for me. I'm gonna need y'all to read something at some point. Take responsibility for whatever actions y'all are prepared to make, whether you're getting vaccinated or not. Make an informed decision, though. Don't just say I'm not doing it or I am doing it just because. This is what we come into? This is really what it is? Like, these are the final days? Like, yeah. I just, like, it just, that one sat with me because, you know, a grandmother called for her granddaughter to get her granddaughter vaccinated. And I felt some kind of way, like, damn, your granddaughter's so young. Like, damn, like, her immune system should be busting. Like, but whatever, that's not my business. Like, you want your granddaughter to be safe. You want to be safe around your granddaughter. Fine. Y'all getting vaccinated. Do your thing, granny. But for people to be calling on some, like, well, if that person doesn't get vaccinated, do I have to wear a mask in my house? Bitch, if you want to. If you so please, it's your fucking house. The fuck you asking me? Listen, I don't know. I don't think he know what to think about COVID, because I was under the impression since you get it, you have immunity to it. But apparently that's not the case. No, honestly, I've heard of different cases where people are catching COVID more than once too. So, and then if you're catching it twice and beating it, mind you, so getting antibody therapy and all that other stuff, there's different Some people are getting like antibiotics for COVID, and then other people are getting antibody therapy for COVID. Some people are getting, there's different treatments for COVID depending on like how extreme your case is. So again, it depends on the individual. And that's another thing your healthcare provider is going to tell you too. If I'm going to recommend that you not get the vaccine, but if you decide to get the vaccine, that is your personal opinion. Like that's what you going to do. That's your choice. You're a grown ass person. Do what you feel. Do what you feel, but don't come back around here talking about my doctor said I had to get the vaccine. My doctor told me not to get the vaccine. Your doctor said it's your choice. I don't recommend it, but it's your choice. I do recommend it, but it's your choice. They always going to give you that little way out, always, where it's not their responsibility whether you choose to do it or you don't choose to do it. Nobody is responsible for you but you. Point blank, period. So again, if somebody chooses to get vaccinated, that's their business. And if somebody chooses not to get vaccinated, that also is their blood clot business. Like, it just is what it is. That's what happened to DMX. That's what DMX family said happened to him. He got the vaccine and his body was already fighting after years of abuse. If your body is high risk, don't do it. Basically, like, basically, if your body is high risk, it's not safe because again, they're talking about some, people have been doing the tests and it's already been tested and da 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 da. How? COVID came out, quote unquote, COVID came out last year. COVID hit, done dropped, whatever, last year, right? And then within a year, now we have a vaccine for it. The fastest turnaround for a vaccine. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I did not follow all this information because I promise you, I never gave a fuck about this COVID shit. Like, I had my mask on. I was already washing my hands. I wasn't really using like hand sanitizer and crazy stuff like that because I already know how hand sanitizer get down. Like if you studied biology, if you study science, if you do your research, if you've read a fucking book, if you know your body, you know what I'm saying? Like certain things you just do not hype over. You do not stress over. You do not get confused over because you already know what the fuck the deal is. Putting all that fucking hand sanitizer all over your shit all the damn time. Your immune system is not doing what the fuck it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be fighting shit. So if there's no shit there for you to fight, how the fuck is it going to fight against anything when there's anything to fight against? Like, how is your immune system going to get stronger if it's never fighting anything? How is your immune system ever going to fight anything if it's never compromised in some sort of way? There's no bacteria, there's no germs, everything's just pristine and crystal clean. Like, no, that's not how that works. Goofy. I tried really hard not to talk about COVID. Like for as long as COVID's been out, I tried really hard not to talk about COVID because then you got the people who wanted to be scientists and whole other lives who just found their calling once COVID came, and now everybody's a fucking scientist and a biologist and a fucking just know it all. Like I don't got time to be arguing with people over facts. The fact of the matter is, unless your immune system is compromised in some sort of way. So all those people on that list, when they said they were high risk, all the diabetics, I'm also a diabetic. So, I know what the deal is. So all the diabetics and all the people with the high blood pressure and all those underlying health conditions that they already told you about, they already told you it's kind of high risk. So they just told you to be a little extra careful, but all they was asking for y'all to do was stay home. And niggas never even stayed home. Y'all did not. We did not. We did not stay home. Folks did not stay home. They did not. What quarantine when? At what point? Oh, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not. I haven't gotten a flu shot in 8 years, me or my son. I can't remember the last time I got a flu shot. I'm not going front. It's been a while. It's been quite a while. It's been quite a while. See what happened with Johnson & Johnson? And then it was crazy because the amount of people who were so mad and throwing out all the Johnson & Johnson powder and Johnson & Johnson things that they had in their house, wasn't buying no more pink baby lotion, no nothing. Johnson & Johnson was out the door. But as soon as Johnson & Johnson hit with a vaccine that was only one shot, and it was more convenient because nobody had to go back out for a second shot, everybody was rushing to get Johnson & Johnson. Ona is just bare idiot. Like, Ona, bare fuckery. Agwan. Y'all so pressed for a vaccine. Y'all so pressed for a vaccine. Y'all so pressed for a vaccine, not realizing that your body is supposed to do the trick. Like, oh my God. My people, my poor people. Your body's supposed to do that. Your body was built to do that. So how the fuck y'all gonna allow them to put all that bullshit outside in the air and shit? And mind you, it's been crazy shit going on outside. All the pollution and all the stuff and the radiation and the microwaves and the fucking up the water, choking and talking through their throats. And all of a sudden, y'all can't beat COVID. Y'all can't beat nothing. Y'all can't beat a coronavirus. And mind you, it's just a coronavirus. They called it coronavirus, but it's a of coronavirus. Coronavirus is not new. That's why it was on the back of the Lysol. Everybody thought it was such a big conspiracy. Oh my God, it's on the back of the Lysol. Yeah, because it should be. Like, this is not new. Nothing is new under the sun. Like, this is some Bible shit. Like, not even on some like preaching and religious type stuff, but it is what it is. Like, they've been said ain't nothing new under the sun, including this fucking coronavirus bullshit, polio and measles and TB and all this other bullshit that they do out here. Some of y'all gonna die. Sorry. We all can't live forever. It sucks that it had to happen so rapidly and in such large numbers like that, but people die every day, B. Whether it was going to be corona or whether it was going to be getting struck by lightning or whether it was going to be a plane crash or whether it was going to be somebody getting hit by a car, whether it was somebody was going to die that day anyway. And it just so happened to be that motherfucker in that bed with the COVID. As insensitive as that may sound, the issue here sounds like to me, the issue here is fear. That's it. Y'all running scared out your minds. Scared out your minds about some shit that your body can handle. Not everybody's body. There's a little asterisk there, a little star. Might be a star next to your name because you can't handle it. But take better care of yourself if you're so scared. You don't want to get sick from COVID. You don't want to contract COVID. You don't want to die from COVID. Then you go outside and get hit by a FedEx truck and die. Then what? Like, poor little Tink. Like, I'm going to go through these comments. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not getting it. They brought that shit out way too fast. How? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did y'all come up with a vaccine that quickly? There's reasons for people to be skeptical. Oh, the technology, bitch. The technology. But Flint still ain't got no water. There's hella homeless people. Sounds like capitalism to me. Sounds like somebody's trying to get to the bag to me. Sounds like pharmaceutical to me. Sounds like big money corporation to me. It don't sound like anybody gives a fuck about whether or not somebody's dying from COVID. It sounds like people give a fuck about whether or not they can charge for that shit. The vaccine is free, but you got to bring your insurance card so we can charge an administration fee. Somebody's going to give you a shot and we got to pay them niggas and we got to pay for these vaccines. So we still going to charge your insurance, but just not for the vaccine. Them niggas got y'all fucked up over money. And y'all worried about stimmies. Like, are y'all serious? If y'all haven't watched them, Cat in a Bag, bitch. Like, cat in a bag. Let that motherfucker out. This is crazy. Where's the cure for cancer? Where's the cure for my condition, PCOS? No, for real. Because they're out there. And they killing anybody who's trying to put it out there before they can make a coin off of it. You feel me? Like, it's sick, because the people who have the cancers, the people who have PCOS, and the people who are really, really, really out here suffering, they don't give a fuck about those people. But once people who got some of this actually develop some of those issues, and, you know, once they can really make some bang for their buck, they don't got to go through like state health insurance, or whether or not this person do or do not have insurance, or whatever the case may be, and ain't nobody gonna have a payment plan for the treatments and stuff like that. Once real money start talking, that's when they gonna start pulling out cures for shit that really matters for people who are really suffering. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Well, we have to take into account where we are with technology, and history has taught us a lot. No, it has. Where we are with technology, I understand, you know, coming up with the vaccine might have been fast, but the testing, you know what I'm saying? So from COVID hit to now, how many people have you tested with that vaccine? What are the results? How did you find those results? And how long did this trial run for y'all to now think that this is effective and FDA approved? And I was watching a video and they said it wasn't even FDA approved. It was just for emergency purposes only. Because it was like the pandemic and they wanted to be over, and they just injecting it to everybody. Nah, this is the trial that they're running now. They are testing this on motherfuckers now. That's what it sounds like to me. That makes sense to me. And if they had told people that off rip, that would make me feel better. I wouldn't be as skeptical, even though I already kind of know what the deal is. Like, y'all saying some shit, but y'all not saying some shit. And, you know, people don't read the fine print. And yeah, you know how people go. You know how people do shit. Like, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Rubbing alcohol in your hands to feel better, that shit can and never will replace hand washing, conscious and effective hygiene. No, for real. Rubbing alcohol, like literally just hand sanitizer everywhere they go. Every time they touch something, they rubbing hand sanitizer on it. No. Since when has that become a thing? Since when? Since when has that replaced washing your hands? Even when hand sanitizer first came out, they told us not to use hand sanitizer so much. You should be washing your hands. Hand sanitizer is for when you really can't make it to a sink with some soap. And y'all just using it every day and everywhere y'all go and just on everything. Like, y'all goofy. Y'all so goofy. Oh my God. Lord Jesus, to see it. Our quarantine was haphazardly done. It's fuck. It's fuck. Shit I did and hated every bit. Quarantine stressed the fuck out of me. Facts. A lot of people like ended up like gaining weight, being more depressed. Like they even did something on some news show where it was like the alcohol intake had gone up. Oh, it's not hard liquor, but it's wine, and I can say I go through a bottle of wine, one bottle of wine every day. Bitch, you a whole alcoholic over COVID? Not calling everybody an alcoholic. I'm just making a joke. It's funny to me, but it's just like you picked up a whole drinking habit because you got to stay in your house because there's some bullshit going on outside. You know what I'm saying? Like they really have people fucked up. They have people fucked up over COVID, and it's just not fair. Like because the amount of people who fell for it and the amount of people really, really and truly affected like that is crazy. It's crazy. A friend of mine really struggled with COVID. No, for real. And is still recovering with therapy and all kind of complications months later, although the active phase of COVID was not nearly as bad as the aftermath. You see how crazy that is? And again, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not going to affect everybody the same, just like the vaccine. Like, just like how COVID does not affect everybody the same, the vaccine is not going to affect everybody the same at all. My mom got vaccinated. And she was like, she felt sick the next day. She stayed in her bed. The next day she was fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's different. Like, I think my grandmother got vaccinated, but she was dying, but she also dramatic. So it's just like, oh yeah, it's so awful. You never felt anything like this in your life. Okay, heard you. But again, it affects people differently. It really just depends. But my beef is not even with like the vaccine. It's more so people's approach to being vaccinated or not being vaccinated. Like this vaccine passport bullshit don't make no sense. We'll never understand it. Like, because y'all not treating people like this if they didn't get the flu shot. I mean, granted, you can't go to school unless you've had certain vaccines, and you can't even apply to certain jobs unless you've been vaccinated for certain shit. So like, I get it. But again, we can't go nowhere. We can't leave this state. We can't leave the country unless we've been vaccinated. Y'all got me fucked up because I'm leaving. I promise you I'm leaving. Like, what do you not, who go, stop me. And then on top of that, not even on funny shit, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me I can't do some shit. I can't go to Jamaica. I can't go to Puerto Rico. I can't go to Vegas for my birthday because I haven't been vaccinated. Bitch, are you stupid? Are you dumb? Who are you talking to? Goofy? Like, no. No. Let's not. There's so much shit going on. Volcanoes, earthquakes, listen, so much shit besides the coronavirus. Watch this dude on YouTube, Jason A. He breaks it down. It's facts. It's all distractions. Fear of death. That's literally what I was saying. I'm just going through the comments right now. It's another way for them to control the mass population. It really is. If it's not one thing, it's another. If it's not one thing, it's another. Can't front. A friend of mine opened up my mind about the vaccine. This individual was relatively healthy, no underlying issues, but COVID really did a number on them. And it wasn't the virus itself, but the aftermath, right? Real shit. Isn't that crazy though? Like for even for them to say it's not the virus itself, it's the aftermath. Like, that's wild. Like, the effect that it takes on your body, that's wild. And I'm not saying like COVID is a myth, and I'm not saying none of that. I'm not saying any of that. I would never do some shit like that, because people really suffer. People really saw people going through some shit. People was really in ICU over this shit. People was really in comas over this shit. People was really suffering with COVID. So I'm not going to disrespect anybody who has actually, who's actually struggled with COVID. That's not fair for me to do. That's not fair for me to do. But I'm telling you, COVID is doing what it was put out there to do. I'm not saying this shit is coming from out of nowhere. This shit was definitely planted. It was done very, very much so intentionally. And you're not going to change my mind on that. That shit was very intentional. It did what they wanted it to do. It hit where they wanted it to hit. Them numbers is the numbers that they was looking for. They probably wanted a little bit more, not going front. That's why it's running on so long, because, that's why that's honestly why I feel like the vaccine came out so quickly, because damn, COVID ain't kill enough of them. Let's show this vaccine and see what that do. Salt Bay that shit. Sprinkle a little some on these hoods. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to get caught up in a conspiracy about the whole thing. It's easy. It's easy because we're used to it by now. Them doing shit and then trying to cover some shit up and make it sound good. Trying to make it make sense when it don't make not a lick of motherfucking sense at all. Like, we're used to that. So it's easy to kind of speculate and go off on tangents and try to figure out and create your own story, because they're never going to tell you the real story. They're never going to tell you how it really went down. They're never going to tell you how it really originated. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that, because once we've already done this ourselves, already caught on to different lies that have already been told to us as people. So it's like, how are we supposed to trust them? They're trying to build more trust. You know, when a motherfucker lie to you, listen, you know, when a motherfucker lie to you and then they apologize, quote unquote, they apologize for lying, right? And they want to, I want to rebuild the trust. And I want you to trust me again. And I'll never do that again. I'll never lie to you. But then after that, that motherfucker still lying. Don't stop lying. Just keep on lying because they can't help but lie. They already know how you reacted after you found out about that first lie. They don't want you to react like that again. So they just keep on lying because they already know what you're going to do. The cycle just going to keep repeating. They're going to keep lying because they don't know how to tell the truth. The truth hurts them more than it hurts us, because the problem is when we know the truth, we want, not after we get the answers, we want the solutions. We want to fix it. But they don't want to fix it. They want it to keep going the way that it's been going. So they're going to keep lying and make it seem like it's the truth so that they can continue getting their way. The truth shall set us free. Like, the truth shall set us free. That's why they're not going to tell it to us. Freedom. No. Why would they ever offer us that? Come on now. Guess I'll never get on a plane now. No, for real. Hello, gorgeous. Honestly, it was a near-death experience for me with COVID, but I'm still not considering the vaccine. Listen. And you're not the only person who felt that way and who feels that way and who are thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a sad situation. You can't even trust the people who are begging you to trust them. Like, they putting all this stuff out on TV. Bruh, I ain't seen an episode of Judge Judy in months. Granted, she got canceled, I think, before COVID had hit or whatever. But they were still playing reruns. I haven't caught Judge Judy in a grip. That's my motherfucking show. If you know me, you know. Judge Judy, that's my bitch. Okay. I haven't seen Judge Judy in over a year at this point, because they're always interrupting Judge Judy's broadcast with some shit about COVID. I'm tired. I just want life to go back to the way it was. And if you're going to be vaccinated and be happy. I wish you all the best. You know what I'm saying? I hope it makes you healthier. I hope it makes us safer. All of that. All of it. Yes, I really do. However, if people are not being vaccinated, that does not make them less of a person. That does not make them less healthy. Girl, Judy. I love me some Judge Judy. Listen here. She ain't care about nothing but the facts. And I can only fuck with a motherfucker who get down like that. That's me. She don't want to hear nothing about y'all background story. She don't want to hear nothing about who did what and how it didn't. No, she don't give a fuck about none of that. Bring me them facts. Girl, I remember Judge Judy said, "How you feel does not concern me, bitch." I'm telling you, she is my spirit animal. Judge Judy is my spirit animal. I don't care how you feel, what you think. I don't give a fuck about that. Judge Judy did not care. She did not care. People hated her. Oh my God, she's so mean. She's such a bitch. No, she just don't give a fuck about none of that goofy shit y'all talking about. Where is your evidence? Where's your facts? Where's the contract? Who's lying? Get out of my courtroom. Case is dismissed. Like, what are you talking about? She ain't have no time for foolishness. I fuck with her all day, every day. She could do no wrong. I ain't see a case that she threw out that she didn't need to throw out ever in life. Judge Judy kept it a buck. Okay? She did not care. She was bored with all that shit. Judge Judy was bored with all of that shit. She ain't care about none of that. And that nigga Bird, what? Her bailiff Bird? Bird was a writer, okay? And he knew she ain't give a... Both of them niggas ain't give a fuck. Both of them. Whew, child. I'm off topic, but still. Judge Judy really is my nigga, though. I'm not even gonna front. Shout outs to her. Judge Judith Shineland. Yes, her. Divorced her husband just to get remarried to that motherfucker. Yes, her. I like stuff like that. I do. I really do. Because listen, y'all not gonna be out here playing with me. Hey, boo. I'm in here talking about the vaccine and how I'm working on a hotline and people is calling about concerns that don't concern them with the vaccine and how they gonna treat their friends. I really feel like people gonna treat their friends differently whether or not they got vaccinated, and that's sad. That's so sad. A lot of my friends are not getting vaccinated. I think I have a few people that I might know personally outside of like my immediate family who are getting vaccinated. But for the most part, a lot of the people that I talk to are either skeptical, considering it, or just not interested in getting the vaccine at all. And again, that is your business. That is your right as a, not even as an American, as a free thinking and free spirited individual, somebody who has free will. That is your choice as an adult. Like minors, okay, maybe their parents do want them to get vaccinated, and that's okay too. If they say for you to be able to go to school, you have to be vaccinated, you know, whatever, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. But at the end of the day, if you decide to get vaccinated, that is your business and that is your choice. And people should just respect it at that. They don't have to agree with it. And they don't even have to disagree with it. They could mind their fucking business. Like, I think, like, I called it the vaccine episode, but I really needed to call it the mind your damn motherfucking business bitch episode, because it's not your place to make certain decisions for people. Because for some people, this vaccine is life or death. For some people, this vaccine is life or death either way. If they do receive the vaccine, they could die. If they don't receive the vaccine, they could die. You know what I'm saying? And again, like we were talking about earlier, it's the fear of the unknown got y'all going up a motherfucking wall. Like, y'all don't know whether y'all coming or going or y'all in between. And I understand that is very scary, but you still got to move forward. You still have to make a choice. You still have to go in a direction. You cannot just stand still, and we cannot just be stagnant because COVID is scary or the vaccine is scary. What? Why? Are you dumb? Hold on. Somebody want to be in my video. Do I want to add you on my video? I don't even know if I want to add you, Brandon, but I'm going to add you because why not? Why not? Let's go. This is crazy. You just need to be able to make your own decisions and it be that. What you want? What you want? Oh, you agreeing? Oh, okay. You just come in to say you agree. What you want to say? It is. Okay. But that's what I'm saying too. Like, so that's what I was saying earlier too, where it's like they gonna say you have to be vaccinated in order to do this, that, and the third, and that's bullshit too. That's goofy too. Like, that's not okay. Like, they should not be forcing the issue. Like, you're telling somebody that they have to essentially take a drug to be able to do something in their life. Like, that's not fair. It's like the flu shot. The coronavirus is not like a TB or or like hepatitis and all that other bullshit. It's a coronavirus. Like it should be able to pass. Like it should be able to go. If you want to get vaccinated again, cool. I hope it works out for the people who decide to get vaccinated. But for them to try and force the vaccine in order for people to be able to maneuver about their life, that is some bullshit. Like that's where I draw the line. Like, so then if you want to be chipped too, because then you just got vaccinated, you said. I mean, we already are with the phones that we carry. They could GPS us at any point. Yeah. They record everything anyway. So even if they chipping, we've been chipping. That's a fact. That is definitely a fact. That is definitely a fact. Like they.
No, I'm definitely so. But me personally, I feel like after taking my vaccine today,
Okay.
I didn't feel anything. I still feel regular. My arm don't hurt. Nothing hurts. Nothing feels crazy. So it's a process that everybody should just sit back and really think like, should I go do this? Because a lot of people do have medical problems that where it can trigger something and kill somebody.
So that was what, like, that's the video. That's what the video was about. I got a call from somebody on the hotline, and they had a friend or a family member or what have you who had caught COVID twice and has underlying health conditions. They spoke to their healthcare provider about whether or not they should get the vaccine, and both doctors told them not to get it. So now this person is like, so if I have this person at my house, should I wear, I'm vaccinated, so do I have to wear a mask when this person is in my house? Or like, can I be around that person? Like, what should we do? And it's just like, live your life. Like, what do you mean? Like, if you're vaccinated and you feel comfortable with your vaccination, or if you want to put in house rules that people who are not vaccinated need to come in there with a mask or whatever, like, that's that's on you. At the end of the day, it all comes down to your own personal choices and decisions. The vaccine is going to affect everybody differently, one. And not receiving the vaccine is going to affect everybody differently too, because like, I'm a type 1 diabetic, so I've been on the high risk list since COVID hit. Like, if I wanted to be quarantined and never step outside again, I could do that because I got diabetes type shit. But I wasn't going to do that because I know how my immune system is set up. Like, I'm not a sickly ass nigga. Like, I don't get sick like that. I don't contract things like that. So it's like, I didn't really fear it, but I still wore my mask. I was always washing my hands. Like, I'm already safe like that. I'm not a nasty ass nigga. So if you're clean, if you're doing what you need to do, you shouldn't be worried about going outside contracting some shit unless you outside licking doorknobs and doing weirdo shit. Like, I don't like, unless you are really exposed to a whole bunch of shit, or unless you are exposing yourself to a whole bunch of shit, then there should be no issue. But if you got motherfuckers walking in and out your house and you don't know whether or not this motherfucker washed their hands, but you passing the blunt, like, then it's a little risky. You're like, you might catch COVID. You just might.
If you feel precautious about being around people, have a fucking sanitizer at your front door when people come to your house.
It's all about how you go about it. At the end of the day, like, move properly. Like, I really wanted to tell that motherfucker, like, just move accordingly. Like, if you want to set up a house rule, that's your business, but you cannot force your friend or family member to get vaccinated to make you feel more comfortable. Like, you cannot. That's not fair. Like, they shouldn't have to risk their life by getting the vaccine after 2 doctors already advised them not to get the vaccine just to make you feel better. Oh, you got vaccinated, now you can come to my house. Like, bitch, fuck you in your house. Like, I don't have to come over here if that's the case. We can meet outside. Like, we can meet in a park. Like, they're doing a lot. There's just so many options.
There's many ways to distance yourself if you feel like you're in a predicament where you might fuck around and catch COVID. There's many ways to
There's so many ways to be safe.
Let's meet up at the park. Let's go take a walk somewhere. Or let's go do this.
You gotta be all up in front of somebody and all up in their face and whatever. No, that's the problem. Y'all love being on top of motherfuckers. Get out the social distance. Keep that up. Even when COVID is done, I'm glad y'all learned some social motherfucking distance. Back your ass up. Get out people's face. Stop being on top of people unless you need to be on top of that person. Like, there's no reason why somebody needs to be vaccinated to be able to fuck with you. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. That's goofy.
Like, honestly, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Even though I've always been dolo, always been chilling with myself, I've been doing the same thing since COVID. I had people around me that caught COVID. I'm talking about, I had a family member that lived in my house that caught COVID. And nobody else in the house caught COVID. Why? Because we knew how to handle the situation.
It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. Like,
I got COVID. I don't know what to do. Like, you sound crazy.
Y'all was so scary about the kids going to school. Every time fall hit, at least the first day after school, the kids come back sick. What are you talking about? Kids are germy. Like, that's what they do. Kids get sick. Kids are gross. Can't front. Kids are gross. No offense. Kids are gross. You're going to go to school and catch something anyway. So, womp, womp, womp. Anyway, again, I just don't want people to just be forced to move any type of way. Like, people should not have to be forced to do any fucking thing. Be safe rather than sorry, but that does not mean that you have to be vaccinated, like, in order to be safe. That's not a fact. That's not a fact.
It has to do with politics.
Of course. Of course. And that was said as well. That was definitely said as well, because again, the speed at which this vaccine came out, like, wow. Wow. And then for it to be free, but you still got to give your insurance information. Wow. Like, okay.
Yo, you know what? Like, this shit brings up a situation that I read earlier and that I watched a video of how we are basically, like, you know how the casino is, with you making money and shit like that? On our birth certificate, there's a barcode that these politicians and motherfuckers is making money off of us. A lot of people don't even know that. That's why I said
that, and there's also a barcode. Where else? If there's a barcode that can be scanned, it's getting scanned for a reason. Like, granted, it's a little bit easier to, like, get all your information. I remember when I was working at, like, the grocery stores and stuff like that. If you give me your license, all I gotta do is scan the back, and all your shit is in the computer. Like, that's it. Like, boop. There go your date of birth. There go your name. Maybe your address. Like, depending on what I'm doing. Like, whether or not your shit is expired. Like, all of that. Like, all of your information is just in there.
Personally, I just got vaccinated because I just felt like getting vaccinated. It wasn't a matter
Go ahead.
of should I not.
It was just offered to you.
Huh?
But it was just offered to you.
Yeah, because my boss hit me with fucking work. Was like, hey, you want to get vaccinated? Yeah.
A lot of people are getting vaccinated through their jobs. A lot of people are getting vaccinated through their jobs. But the thing about it is, like, the way they handle the vaccine in other states it's just kind of like fucked up, because at first it was just for like the elderly, so all the 65 plus. 65 plus, like, they don't have cell phones that they text on. They don't really use email. So a lot of the information was being sent out via either text message or email. So they was getting frustrated with that shit. Then it was like a lot of them are homebound. So they don't really leave the house. They don't really drive. They don't really have nobody who drives them anywhere. Like, they're really just homebound. So, like, they would have to, even if they called us, they would have to call somebody else to see if somebody could come there to bring them a vaccine, because the hotline that we worked for didn't do that. It was some shit that you had to go outside and get. So that was hard for them. Then on top of that, there was no vaccines available, no appointments. So they calling, and then we telling them, well, you just got to call us back and we'll run the search again and see if we can get you a vaccine. So that was frustrating. So it was just like, they were so just upset, because it's like, bruh, all the vaccines are just taken. I want to say it was like January, all the vaccines was taken up till April. So they had to just keep calling back to see if something popped up, to see if they added more vaccines, to see, like, it was just trash. And then they opened it up to people who was 50 plus. Then they opened it up to people who was 40 plus. And they didn't know that the eligibility was opening up. So they're still calling, but all the 40 plus people then got on the computer and snatched up the appointments, or they called at 7 o'clock when on their way to work and they got an appointment. But the 65 pluses still struggling to get their vaccines. Like, and then nobody's telling them that they could go to the CVS that's up the street from them to go get the vaccine. But then when they go to CVS and trying to get the vaccine, CVS telling them they ain't got shit for them. So it's like, that whole shit was just all fucked up. Like, it was just dumb. It was just dumb. Just the way they handled it was just dumb. Like that. And I think, again, that's what my beef is. My beef is not whether or not people want to get vaccinated. Do what the fuck you want to do. I don't care. But if y'all going to do some shit, make it make sense. Put some order to it. Allow the people to at least be properly informed. Let them make informed decisions. Don't just force shit on them. Don't just tell them it's available and they should go get it. Like, it was just goofy. The whole way that they handled it was goofy. The whole way they handled COVID was goofy. And even with the vaccine is fucking goofy. And it's just like, if y'all still outside trusting anything going on the TV, y'all goofy. No, I'm joking. But it's just like, y'all gotta like just be more mindful. That's the only thing that I could preach. That's the only thing that I can really say to people, is just be more mindful about what's going on around you. Don't sit up in front of the TV and get scared. Please don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it, because a lot of people was just looking at COVID deaths and the amount of COVID infections, just freaking themselves out, not because of COVID. Bitch, that's on you. Like that don't got nothing to do with nothing but you being a scary ass motherfucker. Like, people gotta chill and stop following. No, for real. Like, you have to make your own decisions. Either way, no matter which way COVID go, you gotta still keep going forward. Point blank, period. Like, whether you decide to get vaccinated, whether you decide not to get vaccinated, you gotta move.
You can't stop what you do on a daily basis just because the pandemic hit. Just move in a smarter way.
That's it. That's really it. So for them to make it seem like we were supposed to stop living because of COVID, that's what I didn't like. That's what I didn't understand, because it was like, bitch, no, how? Y'all already made it very clear that we have to constantly be in motion, and we can't slow down, and everything is instant gratification, and everybody's a fucking essential worker. If we gonna get into it, it's essential for us to be working at this. That shit is all whack. All of it. It's irritating. And I'm telling you, I tried conspiracies, and everybody got their cold hard facts, and everybody like, and I just don't even care enough. But I care enough about people for people to know that, like, bruh, it's bigger and deeper than COVID. It's bigger and deeper than a vaccine. It's bigger and deeper than quarantine. Like it's bigger and deeper than that because they're gonna make their move like chess, not checkers. They're gonna make their move and they're gonna sit there and watch you to see what you're going to do next. And that's completely and totally up to you. It's our move right now. So whether or not you're deciding to get vaccinated is your business. I'm not trying to push no conspiracy theories on nobody. That's not my spiel. That's not how I get down. Every fucking thing is a conspiracy, bitch. Like, so all of it is fucked up. So what you gonna do?
You gonna tell me I'm lying?
What you gonna do? How? What's next? How you gonna fix it?
And you know what's funny, y'all? The Simpsons told a lot of shit that people who didn't fucking realize.
Wait, what?
The Simpsons.
Oh yeah. That's a fact. A lot of shows, and it's crazy. All right, so I think I posted it on Facebook, either Facebook or Twitter, but it was like season 10, episode 19 of fucking Law and Order SVU, right? This lady decided not to vaccinate her child for, I think, measles. So she didn't vaccinate her kid. Her kid was at the park. Another kid got sick and died. They thought that the mother killed the kid. Come to find out, it was the measles that killed the baby. So now this mother trying to sue that mother for not vaccinating her baby and going outside and killing that baby. And like this one suing the state because the state didn't force the mom to get the vaccine for the baby. Like, and it just blew my fucking mind because I was just like, hey, fucking yo. Like, y'all gonna really be outside trying to pull this shit. Like, y'all really are gonna be like, well, you killed me with COVID because you ain't get vaccinated back in 2021 when the vaccine was busting. And now I'm trying to sue for this, that, and the third. Like, no, y'all got it fucked up. No, that shit is goofy. That shit is goofy. Because look how the boy had measles and didn't die, but you was playing with him and you died. That like, you gonna die. You're gonna die at some point. And if it has to be by COVID or measles or the mumps or the shingles or whatever, like however you're meant to go, that's how you're gonna go. And you're not gonna be able to stop that. It doesn't matter. Because I heard there was a case where an older woman stayed in her house the whole quarantine and still caught COVID and died. How?
I heard about somebody fully vaccinated that caught COVID again.
How? Like, if quarantine was supposed to save us from COVID and help the pandemic to pass, how are people staying quarantined and still dying? Make it make sense. How, Sway? Where are these answers? Where they at though? Where they at though? I just don't understand. Where is the sense being made here? It's just does not compute. But yeah, I've been on here for an hour. I usually am on here for about an hour, so we did make very good time. But yeah, that was the vaccine episode. I was just confused as to why people are calling, asking about other people and whether or not they should be getting vaccinated after the doctor already told them 2 motherfucking times not to get vaccinated. They need to leave that motherfucker alone and mind their damn motherfucking business. If you got vaccinated and you feel comfortable and safe, it should not matter to you who not getting vaccinated because you should be safe with your vaccine, ho. Damn. Like, get off they nuts. Like, stay in your house. And that don't make no sense. Like, you're gonna get vaccinated and then stay in your house? No. If you really want to test it, you should be vaccinated and go in front of everybody who not vaccinated. Since you somebody, the fuck? Like, since you big, bad, vaccinated ass motherfucker, you should be outside. Oh, you want to know where we at? Be outside. Be brave. What are you talking about? Have a have a whole party and you the only motherfucker with the vaccine and everybody else in that motherfucker not vaccinated. Since you big and bad, go outside. Go outside with it. Have a whole shindig. No mask. No hand sanitizer in sight. You out here. You doing it. Not one in sight. And everybody walking through your house with their shoes on. What? Nobody wash their hands when they walk through the door. Nobody. They just in your house touching shit. Just in here touching shit. You got vaccinated, so what you scared of? What's good with you? What are you talking? You should be good. You're Gucci. You got vaccinated, baby. What are you talking about? What is going on? I'm confused. I'm lost. They should be good. You was talking all that shit. And then this is another thing. So people are getting vaccinated. This is my last point, and I'm getting off this motherfucker. But these people are getting vaccinated. All right. So Moderna and Pfizer have 2 doses, right? So they getting their first dose, and you got to get your second dose within 3 to 4 weeks. 21 to 28 days ish. So Moderna is 28, but Pfizer is 21. Okay. So these motherfuckers know that, and they are told that. And some people probably don't know that because people don't do research, but they just know that there's 2 vaccines. Okay. So they getting their first vaccine, then they calling in, oh, I'm about to be out of town. I can't come for my second one. Can you reschedule? And I'm about to do this and that and the third. This dude called me and said that his daughter was giving birth and he was going to be 7 hours away. Bitch, that's an extenuating circumstance for your daughter, not you. Like, if anything, you need to get vaccinated before you was all up in that baby face, you goofy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, they trying to reschedule appointments for some of the dumbest fucking reasons. And I'm just like, if y'all were so serious about getting this vaccine, why are y'all not just doing it just for shits at this point? I don't respect it. Y'all wasting people's time. Goofy. They don't care. They don't care about their health. They just doing it because it's something to do, and they're gonna say that they did it. And in the case and in the event that they do have this vaccine passport type thing, they want to be able to show off the facts that they did get vaccinated. They really don't give a fuck about whether the vaccine helped or not. It's a placebo effect, if anything, for some of these motherfuckers. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. That's me in my rant, though. That's me and my rant. I'm about to be off this. Until next Monday. I don't know what I'm going to talk about next Monday. Y'all figure it out when I get there.
Let's talk about the Derek Chauvin trial.
That's the thing. My grandmother was coming down the stairs today talking about it.
I was watching that shit the whole time.
I saw like a little bit of it, but I don't like shit like that either. So once they done with it, I'll talk about it. I'll let it pass, cause you know, it's goofy shit.
If they come out with a crazy verdict, it's about to get real in Minnesota. It's gonna get real.
It's gonna get real a lot of places, not even just in Minnesota. It's gonna get real. It's gonna get real because the way that people saw that man literally be murdered, like, it's gonna get real. And the thing about it is, this is not the first time anyway, but niggas is sick and tired of being sick and tired. Plus all this stress from COVID too. So it's just like, all right, y'all doing a lot. Y'all doing a lot. People really don't have anything to lose at this point. They don't really care. People not caring. Whew. Well, let's just hope and pray that, you know, niggas got some sense and the verdict comes out the way that it should. I'm not gonna put too much like energy into it because, you know, it doesn't directly affect me in my everyday life, so I'm not gonna stress too much. I'm gonna give my little 2 cents and like kind of just move on like I always do, because you know, either way, they gonna sprinkle their little shit on there to distract you and make you feel some type of way. They gonna salt bait that shit up, and they just doing it to see what you gonna do next, period. So you gotta be able to move and maneuver, because they always gonna do some bullshit. Always. Never fails. Never fails at all. But y'all, that was Facts Only. Until next Monday. Thank you, Brandon, for coming, being on the show, whatever. I like shit like this. This is the first time I've had somebody on my show, so I appreciate you. You over here breaking cherries and shit. That's cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
No cap, I just got off of work too.
So fresh off. I got off of work when I came on here, so that's what usually when I do it. Like Mondays are my Fridays. So every Monday night I'm gonna do Facts Only. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and all that other great shit. So next week we could talk about the case, probably some other shit too. And I'm gonna just post all this stuff where I post it usually. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. Let me know how that Moderna treats you. You got your second vaccine already today?
No, I got my first one.
You got your first one. Okay, so you gotta wait to get your second one. But we gonna monitor. I'm gonna be looking like, you alright over there? You good? But yeah, thank you for popping up. Till next time. It's gonna be around the same time or whenever I fucking feel like it. After 8 o'clock though, because that's when I get out. But still.
Like I said, if I'm working, I'll probably hop on again.
Boom. See, there we go. As long as y'all here, thank y'all for being.
Even if I'm at work, I'm doing.
There you go. The dedication. The dedication is real. I appreciate that. That's love.
Definitely.
All right, y'all. Later.
Gang, gang.
End it.